Well, Joe, my name is Bobby.
And I'm Veronica.
And we are the Browns.
We'd like to welcome you to another episode of
Breaking Bread with the Browns.
If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, what up, though? Here at Breaking Bread with the Browns, we seek to encourage you by providing hope, health, and happiness for your marriage. Tonight is episode 2 of our Financial Flex series.
Flexing.
I'm flexing. Last week, we began the series just telling you the beginning of our financial story. Tonight, we'll conclude with the remainder of our financial story, letting you know where we are today. So, before we left off on our last video, we were talking to you about how we were preparing to purchase our home. So during that time, we were able to save a lot of money for our down payment, which we've never saved money before. On that level, right? That was definitely something that opened our eyes. Like, why are you guys not saving? Right, on one income. So we moved into the house. You know, Joshua was diagnosed with juvenile diabetes, child support. So at that time, I decided to go back to work. So then we were back up to 2 incomes, which that did help, and things kind of began to get better. And we did some saving, but not like we should have.
Yeah.
The Lord opened up a door for me to get a much better paying job. And at that time, we said, you know, hey, we could just put that check to the side, right?
That was the tip.
That was the goal. But those habits, they just crept back up, right? And we really didn't save anything. So, of course, you know, Bobby stepped out into the entrepreneurial world with his business, and that's doing good. But it takes time to build, you know, to get you right back where you were. But God is always faithful. You know, we have not missed a beat. However, you know, there was a situation a couple weeks ago where I wanted to purchase something, and he told me no. And some additional money came in from a side hustle that I had. So I went out and purchased it anyway. I asked him, was it okay? But the number still kind of didn't add up right. So this basically led to a lot more tension. So tension really for me because I had attitude, because what Bobby basically said was, at this point, we need to sit down, right? We need to look at the accounts. We need to go line by line, and that's just what we did.
And it's really accountability. And it's not to say, hey, making her look a certain way, because we won.
Right.
As a whole thing, we being on one accord. And I know her habits. It always takes in learning with finance that someone has to be willing to say no. But for so long, I wouldn't say no because I'm trying to make her happy, or I know she really wanted it. And same with me. But we must learn how to be real and keep it 100. Because the reality of it is, whatever you do, and nothing will change, that the bill still will going to be due. It still needs to get done. So that was the part there where I had to be a certain way. But I'm glad I did, because for me, that was a step.
Yeah, that was like a wake-up call for us. We've had budgets before. You know, we've read different books. We sit down and write down, you know, what we have to do. But the missing link is always the discipline and actually taking action.
Faith without works is dead.
We have to stop being so passive.
Yeah.
So once you begin to be passive and you're not really doing anything with it, you're not doing anything, that becomes your norm. And to step outside of that norm is difficult. So that is why we kind of related it to weightlifting or even working out. When you are a couch potato, to step up, to get up off the couch and to pick up a weight or even to walk, that is difficult. You are definitely stepping out of your comfort zone. It is going to cause you some pain.
And it's mentally first.
Oh, yeah.
You got to become a mental understanding that I'm going to do this. You got to speak life. And then from the mental, it become physical. And it's all spiritual, period, but it began to work. But if you're just sitting there doing what you want to do, you ain't going to get it accomplished.
And that's what we were doing. I was doing it. He was doing it. Bobby and I are both givers. And that's a blessing. But like he said, somebody has to be willing to say, okay, we cannot do it. But if we were being disciplined, focused on the budget, and on one accord with that, then we would be able to say, no, hey, don't forget, I know you want to do this, but don't forget, we have to do this.
And the key thing is, when you have accountability, it's no pride. You know, one thing I've learned in just marriage and life, I told a guy today, my cousin, never take nothing personal. And it should be never nothing personal. She said to me or I said to her, but that's the accountability part of us working together, because I'm not going to say nothing wrong. And I know she won't tell me nothing wrong. Now, would it irritate? Would it make no sense at that moment? Yes. but it's how we react to it that makes it different.
Yeah, because I had a whole attitude.
And I knew I couldn't get attitude because no matter if I get attitude and get funky and she already there, guess what? This still need to get paid. We still need to get things accomplished.
Yeah, because he started saying, you took out $40 here, you took out another 40 and another 40. What you $40? So
I thought she was making it
around.
rain somewhere. I don't know what she was doing.
But I had to, you know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, I'm gonna go to the ATM. But
Now, she didn't have no, I said it, wasn't no fees because it is using the bank. But it's like,
what you doing with that
it's
money?
a jab. You just jab. And when you look up and you're like, no, I got this, it don't work that way. You go look up and you have a final price. You know with these banks, if you whatever you do on the weekend ain't really go show until Monday morning.
But even outside of that, we were able to, because we took the time out to do the hard thing, right? To just pick up the weight in the first place. There were charges on there like from the gas station 4 times. Right? That was $20-something right there that should not have been there because we purchased one thing. So that was a wake-up call for us, and I was like, we are doing this thing. We're going to do it. Mm-hmm. But we decided to take you all along with us
because a lot of couples
that don't know. You know, our parents didn't really teach us finances. They were really savers, and they are well off in their retirement. But there were certain things we didn't pick up, and we know we want to pick those things up, apply it, and give it to our children. There are different books I started reading that have blessed me and really started to change my whole perspective on finances and money and what we do with it.
Now, and this is a part too that I'm going back to where we come from, because we both come from parents that was retiring and living life early, but we're great in some areas. I know we are.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to be real when you're not great at.
Where you weak.
And where you're weak at. But when it's like a muscle, where you're weak at, you focus on that muscle. So you see Veronica, that's that bicep, that arm she used when she was carrying them car seats. But our arm, you got to work on that muscle. You got to hit that muscle. You got to target that muscle. And that's the same way we got to do with our finances. We have to target. We got to be honest and real woo, because you can't get too heavy. A dude walking that gym trying to get swollen, trying to grab a 50-pound bale and trying to curl it, that's ridiculous. You might have to start on a 5 or a 10.
So this is really a perfect segue. You said 2 things. One, you have to target a certain area.
Yes. And
2, you don't just want to say, hey, I'm about to save $50,000 tomorrow. That's not realistic. You first have to step out and identify some things. So we are going to provide you with a pre-workout worksheet. So basically, these were some of the questions when I was really having an attitude that we talked about. And it's simple. It's like 7 questions. This is just the first step for you to start kind of looking at your finances, right? So what I want for you guys to do is, there's going to be a link down below. You'll need to enter your email address. You will receive an email from Breaking Bread with the pre-workout download. I want you guys to download that, print it off, and over the weekend, partner with your spouse together and go through the pre-workout.
Now, for those who are watching us that are single, still do it, because what you're doing, you're preparing for when that spouse comes, you already be in shape. You already be flexing already. You be ready.
You can teach them something, right?
Get swole.
So make sure you fill it out. If you guys have separate bank accounts, which we
got another bank account now?
You, Bobby, no. So we do have separate bank accounts, but we have access to them, and it's only because of the business, you know what I'm saying, for things like that. But there should not be any secret accounts. We will talk about that on another episode. If you have joint accounts, individual accounts, so all in all, we have like 3 accounts. Make sure that you go into all 3 accounts and pull up your activity for the past 2 weeks.
Yes.
So there are instructions in the pre-workout worksheet. We need for you guys to fill that out and take the time. You might want to pray. Because if finances is an area where you're weaker, then that is going to be some resistance.
There you go.
It's going to be some resistance, because I was the one that was resistant to trying to work it out, because I just want to be able to go ahead and go get stuff that I want to get
and keep it moving.
But you can't do that, because we're trying to be better students.
And you could do that, but the part of it I've learned leaving my job is that God is good. He's a keeper. What He's shown me these last couple of months, being the head of my home, being the provider in my house, is that I know I could be so much farther and the money that I had saved. If I'd have been disciplined, just probably in 1 year, how much more money. So things happen to show you,
Yes.
to humble you, to reflect what you need to do next. We straight. We ain't miss no beat, and we ain't going to miss no beat. But I can take the next go around, or we're going to be beyond ready.
And I believe that God wants us to have more because he, we keep
Being
having
blessed.
opportunities with large quantities. And last week, remember, we ended on, if you don't pass that test, you're going to have to take it again.
That's
I'm
right.
tired of taking that same test. I'm not going to take that test.
Yeah.
We are going to do the right thing, and we're going to manage this money. We're going to use it. Invest it, but mainly what we would love to do, and I told you we were givers, we want to be able to freely bless people and not even worry about it.
That's right.
You got a business idea, you want to start what? Here you go. We have somebody at church right now, they're in need of a transplant. And like everything in me, like, Lord, I just want to be able to give all the money that the person needs. You know what I'm saying? So we want to be able to do that freely and just be a blessing to the body of Christ and others, because sometimes that's all people need. You know what I'm saying?
That's
it's for
right.
someone to sow into them, and we want to be able to be that. Absolutely.
But this is the key thing.
Because people have blessed us like that.
When you begin to bless people, you got no choice to come right back.
Yeah.
But you got to do it from your heart. And I know our heart is right, but it's the part that God is trying to show us discipline. It's like a man that is married. I know I'm married. I love my wife. This is my home. This is my everything. But there is still principles I must apply as a husband to cater to her. And it's like you can't do one side without the other side. Everything got to work together, just period.
So we are going to close it out here on tonight. Don't forget to hit the link down below so that you can go ahead and get your pre-workout worksheet. If you have not already, make sure that you follow us here on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and check us out on Instagram. And remember, we are going through this financial flex together with you. This is a journey for us, just as it is for you. We're thinking about maybe starting a Facebook group just so we can chat and talk about what obstacles are you facing. What obstacles did we face? How did we do this week based on our budget?
Well, how you do
Really holding each other accountable for our actions and making sure that we stay on target so that we can flex financially, not for ourselves, but for whatever your goal is, but for us, is for the Lord and to be a blessing. We thank you for tuning in tonight. Break bread.
Break bread.